After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 403. It is Saturday, May 23rd, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy, and I did in fact comb my hair, even though it's frizzing.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Foon in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad you found us, and we hope that you will find something that you enjoy so you keep coming back. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you with us. Yay! And if you are in the shadows, new or returning, please feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the little subscription button, right? Subscription button on your right. It's red, and hit the little bell so you can get notifications. And if you want to join us for the fun stuff, the Foon stuff, the giveaways and cals and just the general camaraderie and stuff like that, that's over at our home.
And to join in
page.
the testing,
All that kind of stuff.
it makes it a little easier to see things.
And my coupons for the Etsy shop and all that kind of stuff is in our home.
I mean, you can test if you're not part of the PHN home, but it makes things a little easier. You get to see things quicker.
Yeah. And right now, the coupon codes are generally, the better coupon codes are in the PHN group. Sometimes I do have them also for the general public. So if you want to join us there, it's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. And all you have to do if you're not a member is to say you want to be a member, and we'll let you in. Okay? Because we want to kind of make sure that it stays knitting and crocheting, no bots, no anything like that. So, okay. All right. Yes, the 400 episode.
Tea.
Oh, tea. Yes. Well, this is going to be short.
Yeah. I have more projects I'm going to start.
You do? How many projects do you have?
More than 7.
Okay. I have 7 plus a couple of design things.
We might be close to equal then.
Okay, well, you go ahead. Go.
So, this is what my head looks like mug. It's going to kind of be both of us at the same time because we accidentally chose the same tea.
Mm-hmm. So this is what my daughter's head looks like.
Yeah, we chose tea separately, didn't talk to each other about it. Actually, it's only after steeping when Mom happened to mention what tea she chose. I was like, oh, that's the same tea I chose. So we both chose Plum Deluxe tea, gingerbread chai tea, spicy and comforting like a favorite blanket. Pair with winter rituals and comforting traditions. All organic black tea, honeybush tea, cinnamon, orange peel, ginger, cardamom, allspice, clove, black pepper, calendula, flavor essence, joy and gratitude. Has caffeine.
No love?
No love. It's because it's a Christmas tea. It has joy and gratitude, not love.
Not love. He makes wonderful tea. This is amazing. I forgot how much I liked it, but this is what my stomach said it wanted. Either this or the shortbread one. And I picked up this one.
I was going between this and the shortbread one.
That's funny.
No, actually I think I was looking sugar cookie.
I think mine was the shortbread, but it might have been sugar cookie. It's the same general idea. That's what I wanted. That kind of a taste. Okay, anyway. 400 episode giveaway. Will happen eventually. It will. As will my giveaway for the shop for the 300 sales. I finally figured out how to send things out via USPS, the Postal Service. I
know people like the Bakery Bears, they aren't sending any physical out right now.
Oh, no? Well, we have stuff that needs to be sent out. But I used Wombat of Doom as a guinea pig. Thank you, Patty, for being my guinea pig. She got it, so because I knew she would work with me if something happened. So she got it. So things now that don't go through my shop, I will send through the postal service right through the mailbox. So that's very, very nice. So Stephanie, I think it is, and Rena, your stuff will be coming as soon as I can get it packed up. Okay? Yay! Before we do the next pulling at 2 weeks.
Wow, is it that time already?
Okay.
Which means we're headed into Tortoise versus Hare pretty soon.
Yep. Tortoise versus Hare and
Cardiac
Cardiac.
dysautonomia awareness.
Cardiac dysautonomia. Oh, I mean, something to do. Somebody had asked about if it's not a horse, it might be a zebra. So I guess I'll have to start, dyeing some of that up again. And the other color that I did for that, I forget what the other one was. It was some kind of a red, I think. Actually, Courtly Love works really well with that too. But we'll see. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's see here. Let's go into the... Okay, we already mentioned our upcoming because Talia kind of waltzed right into that. Oh, before we do that, kind of a FYI, kind of breaking news kind of thing. Patty, Wombat of Doom, texted me messaged me on Facebook about something that was happening with Blueprint. Apparently, when they were bought out by NBC Universal, I think it was. And apparently, okay, they haven't sent out any emails or anything like that, but apparently they're going to be shutting down.
Now, there's only from one
source
right now.
One source.
So right now, I would consider that still hearsay until
just a heads
we see
up.
multiple sources that aren't referring back to the same source.
Right, but the only thing that makes me think there might be some validity is they've within the little article that I read, it's one article, they talk to people like Stacy Trock and stuff like that. So unless they're plagiarizing or completely fabricating, there's some truth
I mean,
to it.
I think there probably is some truth about it, but I just want to put that qualifier. There's only one source right now.
Well, and I was going to get to that. I just want you to be aware. You should maybe go check that out and see what's going on. People are a little bit up in arms because they're worried about forever classes and this, that, and the other thing. Do want to caution you that, it's still kind of hearsay. It's still kind of like in the early days. It could be that they think better of it, but it kind of surprised me when I woke up this morning to find this message that said, "Oh yeah, Blueprint is closing."
Blueprint has not sent out any emails yet.
No, nothing official.
This got leaked, from what I gather.
Yeah, my understanding is someone might have leaked the information. So
in which case, that might make sense. It's only one source, but still, I always caution when there's just one source to wait and see.
Yeah, this is just kind of to give you a heads up. We're not saying that it's definite. We're not saying anything like that. Just a heads up, especially I know a lot of you guys have the subscriptions and the forever classes and things like that. So just be aware. You might want to slow down on purchasing things that are digital for a little while. Or you might, if you want to take your chances that if they go out of business, they'll reimburse us with DVDs or whatever. I don't know. It's up to you. It's just
be way more expensive.
Yeah, I would think that would be more expensive. Just just an FYI. We don't know one way or the other what's actually happening. We're not saying that anything is definitely happening. We're just saying this is what's shown up on Facebook. We went to the site which was Creative Blueprint, or was it?
No, it wasn't.
Where I went was like Creativity Blueprint or something like that.
I'll find the source while you're talking.
Okay. So it'll be a shame. I think a lot of people are going to be missing it because it does provide a service. I'm not sure why they decided that now was a good time to think about this, that it was not sustainable.
CraftIndustryAlliance.org.
Let me see, that's where I was.
That's directly, that's the same article.
Yeah,
that's what
it.
Patty had.
Yeah. Well, I looked it up before she sent me the link. So, so that's just something to keep in mind. Hopefully that won't come to pass.
Yeah, that's still the only article when you Google it. It's the only article that shows up.
Yeah, everything else is all about how Craftsy is going to Blueprint or, this, that, and the other thing, because it's a great resource, and I hope that that's something they were just thinking of and they decided against it.
Now, it is a fresh article. It's only 18 hours old.
Right. Yeah, so I kind of wish that they hadn't leaked it and given them a chance, because Craftsy in the past has been very good about communication, about just kind of connecting with their people. Didn't notice it quite as much with with the new ownership, the people were the same, but the ownership itself wasn't as proactive or communicative or whatever. But we'll see. So yeah, just to be aware, Okay. Moving on to our alongs. Upcoming, as we said, Tortoise versus Hare and Cardiac Dysautonomia. And of course, we have our PHN Charity Cal 2020, and this is the one that go through all the rules, okay? So this started at the beginning of the year, and it goes to the end of the year, December 31st. And this is for charity items, okay? Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted unless they are masks for, the face masks that people are making for frontline workers and stuff like that, okay? Or anyone now who's going to work, because they're starting to open up, the marketplace and that kind of thing. So those are also eligible for prizes. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked during the along. Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread. All charity projects will be accepted, but baby items will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize, as will hats, that's a blue hat, and the masks, the sewn masks, okay? And anything that's a finished object that's Franciscan Gypsy designs, my shawl, or Laura's Concerts designs, or in my yarn, or in Laura Concerts Lollipop Girl yarns, okay? Those FOs are 2 chances at a prize, and if you have the yarn and the featured pattern, that obviously is 3 chances at a prize for those. Obvious for those who've been with us, not so obvious for those who are new.
And I've just finished counting up. You have a lot to choose from for my patterns. I don't know how many designs Laura has at this point, but I have 20 crochet designs, and I think I have 21 crochet designs, and I have 9 knit designs currently published.
I think Laura has close to 10 or 15, I think. Maybe not quite that much. So, she has a fair amount to choose from. Or maybe some might still be in testing that I'm thinking of, so.
It's hard to keep track when you know about people's testing stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I did all that. It's hashtag PHN Charity 2020 on Instagram, okay? And the prizes for this time around are a Knit Baby book and 2 skeins of Croy Socks FX in the Cadet colorway. I think that's a blue, but I'm not sure. Donated by Mama Sieves, Christina. Thank you very much, Christina.
Thank you.
Okay. The Lady Frinicle Creations Cal Lao is getting close to the end. It's going to be ending the 31st of this month, so you have about a little over a week to get your Lady Frinicle Creations projects in, okay? And we'll pull for that probably June 1st or whatever the first podcast is after the May 31st date. That's when I'll say the prize winner. We'll close it on the 31st or 1st, whatever it is that we close it on. And the rules are basically the same as for all of our other alongs, except there's no sewing allowed, and it has to be in my yarn. The regular non-mystery skeins are 1 chance at a prize, okay, for the finished object. The mystery skeins are 2 chances at a prize for the finished object, because that's what we started this for. The featured patterns are Talia's patterns and my shawl. If you do a featured pattern with a featured shawl for the mystery skein, that's 3 chances at a prize. If you do a featured pattern with a regular of my yarn, that's 2 chances at a prize for the finished object, okay? So if you're not clear about that, talk to me, talk to one of the moderators. Talia's hard to get a hold of, and we'll explain it to you. Rena's really good about that. I know that Patty right now has a lot on her plate, and so does Valeria, but Rena's very good at that, and the other 2 are as well if you can get a hold of them. And any of our members that are active are good at that. We have a couple of quasi-moderators like Sylvie and stuff like that who might know.
If you post a thread, like a question if you create a topic thread thing and say, hey, what are the rules? Or even if you just ask in your particular along that you're in.
Yeah, the along. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just ask in the along. Someone will answer you.
Yeah, we don't need another thread. We just put it in that along.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now when this one goes away, we will have the Lady Frinicle Creations, Franciscan Gypsies projects in one thread. And that's just going to be kind of like the show-off thread, but it's our stuff. my yarn, Taya's patterns, and my pattern/patterns if I get more patterns up. And that will be for those projects. They are not prizes necessarily, but there could be. Okay? There could be if we feel like it. Just, I feel like giving a Craftsy gift card or an Etsy gift card or something. It might not be stuff that is physical.
Might not be Craftsy.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean Craftsy. I
Love
meant
Crafts.
Love Crafts. It might not be Craftsy, that's right. But it could be Etsy, it could be Amazon, it could be Love Crafts. So, I'm not sure if it would be a physical prize until things slow down, but there's always that option too. Patterns, that we can just send out, things like that, our own patterns and things like that. Okay. But that will be after Lady Fritical Creations goes away. Not the shop. Okay. All right, Talia this might be a little one-sided, not quite as bantery. She's not feeling well, so I'm going to move this along. Autism awareness.
I'm doing well.
Huh?
I'm doing well.
That's a matter of opinion. You're flaring a little bit. I can see it. Okay. The autism awareness goes until the end of this month as well, and that will go away to be replaced by the cardiac. And this is bright colors. The rules are basically the same. Our co-host is the same as always is. It's Laura Concert. She's crocheting Hoovian, and we love having her with us. So the bright colors, it has to be at least for us, at least 75%. I think hers in the past has been more than that for bright colors. The featured patterns by me, by Talia, by Laura, and the featured yarns are my yarns and Laura's yarns. We also have the featured patterns of 10 hours or less. That's George, 10 hours or less, Braided Bright, and Juliana Lund's, her hat, Wandering something or other. Do you remember?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Her hat.
I've
Winding Journey. The hat. Those are and Miss World, that's Amy. Her lapgan, her weighted lapgan, and teddy bear. Those are also featured patterns, okay? Featured things get 2 chances at a prize for the FO, and if you have a featured yarn with a featured pattern for the FO, that's 3 chances at a prize. Bright colors, go crazy with the bright colors. It's so much fun to see all the really bright things showing up on the autism awareness thread. Let me see here. Again, okay, that's basically that. We do have prizes for all these things. I haven't been really good about pulling out the prizes to show you guys. We do have prizes. It's been a little hectic, and I've got boxes, of bear yarn here and there and stuff all over the place. So it's hard to get to some of my stuff right now because I have more than I normally have at home because I was afraid that the quarantine would make it difficult to get my supplies. Mm-hmm. So,
well, some of your suppliers did stop supplying for a
little while. Yeah. Okay.
Is Knitpicks open again for sending out stuff?
Yeah, the Knitpicks, for those of you who use Knitpicks for your yarn and stuff like that, I've been getting stuff saying, hey, we missed you, we're having this, and this, and it's yarn and it's needles and all kinds of stuff.
So they are. Knitpicks stopped for a while. I want to say that a couple of other places that mail things out. Mm-hmm. That was the big one because I like using them for yarn sometimes for color work.
Jimmy Bean or Jimmy?
No, I'm still talking about Knitpicks.
Oh, Knitpicks.
So
right.
When they stopped, I like using them for my cotton. That's what it was. So they're my preferred cotton. So when they stop sending, that'll hit me in the cotton when I use that.
Right. No, they're open. They're open again. So that's good. Craftsy also closed down briefly for the physical items. They closed down for a little bit, or Blueprint, whatever it's called now.
Because I never really bought it, because their yarn tended to be a bit on the expensive end for me.
Right, but some people do use it.
Yeah. I tracked Knitpicks more than I did them.
I usually track Knitpicks and use Knitpicks more for the yarn, although I do like Cloudborne on occasion, colored yarn, so...
I like Jimmy Bean wool.
Yeah,
I don't like yarn.com as much.
I haven't used yarn.com in a long time.
Their selection's not quite as good.
But...
Webs,
yeah. Okay, moving on. Going into drafts.
I think Lovecraft stopped sending stuff for a while too. physical stuff.
Yes, they did. No, I don't
Or
think
was it
they
delayed?
didn't stop. They said delays.
Okay.
I think so.
Because I haven't bought for them in a while.
I haven't bought anything solid from them. I've never bought
Yeah.
anything solid from them. I usually buy patterns from them.
I bought yarn for Davina's fuzzy hat from them.
I need to try because I want to try Stylecraft and I want to try King Cole because I hear people like Kay and Dan mention
And Kay
that.
says that she gets that from there. Now, they don't have all yarns available to all areas. That's why I had to choose an alternate yarn.
Well, I chose the U.S. view.
And it was available?
It was available. Yeah.
Okay, because I know not all yarns are available.
Because
for all
I
areas,
put
even
it
on Lovecrafts.
when you get on Lovecrafts, it allows you to choose your region, and so I was able to choose the United States, and so that shows you what's available in the United States at what cost. So that's helpful. All right. After that blathering, how many do you have?
I had to finish my decrease. Okay, so now you have to include the designs into your count since
Yep.
you're going to be talking about them.
Just briefly.
But still,
One of them doesn't
it's the equivalent of me holding up a bag.
One of them doesn't even have a bag.
Yeah, but still, just because you don't have a bag for it, if you're still working on it.
Well, I didn't work on it. I just did it out in the paper.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, so we're equal.
Equal. But my last two are gonna be like, hee hee hee, you can't see anything. Okay.
I guess I can go first this time.
I guess you can.
In well, I'm only keeping the ball of yarn in it. The other yarn balls are hidden underneath a pile of stuff in the Kissing Bunnies bag, but just holding the ball I'm currently working with is my Silver Shed USA Snoopy Autumn Leaves bag, Peanut Sauce Leaves bag.
That we traded for.
Yeah,
I won this.
Yeah, and I won an Avengers one.
That you already had the fabric, so my Avengers one is up there.
Yeah, and I liked the color of that.
Yeah, the Avengers are more my color. And I wanted the Avengers.
I don't know if I was just staring at that. I really liked it. Or
No,
what
you said, I want it.
Yeah.
You said they're both the same size and I want it.
Yeah, because I already had the fabric for the Avengers one. So this,
I think I won that from Laura.
I won mine from Laura.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. She just got the colors wrong, that's all. Hi, Laura.
So I think it was from Different Along. So
We love Laura. She's hysterical.
So, this is my Just a Little Chilly Miter Square Blanket Afghan. This got a little bit of work. I'm using this as an opportunity to try finish this row. I probably have another row or two to go. I probably won't get through all the skeins I've set aside for it, but that's okay. I have another one that's a bigger blanket with smaller squares that's still on the go. But this is my Afghan that's just going to be for cuddling with. I want it to be enough though to cover my feet if I want it to. Like if that's the only layer I want to sleep with, because sometimes I get hot.
You know, I was thinking, you mentioned Kay for this. The Going Away Blueprint, if it does, I already like Kay's tutorials.
You're
going to
lean on hers, yeah. She's going to be doing, for Patreon, she's doing another, she just finished Magic Loop socks. I think she's now going to be headed into DPN socks. Then it's going to be Colorwork hat.
Right.
And you might be interested for her university thing.
Right.
And since we get that, that might be something that you'd be interested in. She's also going to be using a variegated yarn as a background.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you might really enjoy that. And it's going to be a design she's written.
I really enjoy them. I wish that we had a little more time in the day and a little more brain power, because it's hard to find time to focus.
See, I listen to them particularly if I can't handle focusing on a class, but watching something fun might be too active. Like watching something fun that's a TV show or a movie might be too active. So then Bakery Bears is that nice middle. You know, I can pull things from them, but they're relaxing and they don't overstimulate me.
Well, so it's kind
Too
of
much?
It's kind of funny because that's true. I could watch anytime like they're pudding club, and they're wandering around. They're what do they call that when they out and about? I can't remember what it's called because
Big adventures. Big,
something adventures. Anyway,
Yeah, my brain's not working.
and they're cooking. I can do that almost any time. But when they're doing like knit or forfeit or something, sometimes that's gonna be a little too much for me, and I have to wait to watch it. I learn a lot on it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I learned that Kay makes some really difficult questions.
She does, but Dan sometimes does too. Obscure ones.
Yeah, he does.
He does because he's obscure. He's Dan. See, we poor Dan and Kay have no idea we're talking about him because we can't tag him or anything.
No. But like I said, this pattern isn't so much the pattern that she has on Lovecraft. Is based off of one of the first mitered square blanket tutorials she did back when she first started doing mitered square blankets. That's probably about a year or two ago. No, more than a year ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. So as you can see, it has definitely grown. This was my experiment to do a slightly bigger square. Her original one was smaller than this, and that's what my original blanket that I haven't finished yet is. I have to weave in all the ends.
That original one's like 30 stitches or something, 27 stitches.
I think it's 30 stitches.
I think it's an odd
35.
number. It's an odd
I think
number.
it's something like 35.
Because I tried to do this blanket several times with different numbers, thinking that this would be better, and then I'm like, no, you know what? I was worried about picking up stitches and stuff, so I thought the big ones would be better. But I got bored with the bigger. It was not finishing as fast.
Yeah.
So
I'd had to find my count again for the other one. I have it in my notes that I saved.
I have the pattern, so.
But she didn't write a pattern for these.
No, but she does have to do the stitch count for the squares to start.
Yeah,
the
it might not be
blocks.
the same count. I can't remember.
Well, she says, I think she says as long
31.
as yeah, it has to be an odd number
It was
because you have
31.
that stitch in the middle.
Yeah.
So.
But
Kay's
I don't know if
fantastic.
that's what is in her actual pattern. This is back when she...
Yeah.
Because she does have a paid for pattern. Go check it out.
She's a natural teacher.
She is.
And she's a natural. Her vocal quality is very soothing, and so she's so funny. Sometimes she says things a certain way, and she makes me giggle. She makes Dan giggle.
Dan giggles anyway.
Dan giggles at everything. Poor Dan. I'm going to have to tell Dan that we use his name in vain.
But
He won't be surprised.
yeah. What the yarns are that I use this time. This is still something that someone gave me, I think. Oh no, this is Miss Babs.
Yes.
You gave it to me.
Yes. Is that Miss Babs, or is that one you gave
This
me?
is Miss Babs.
Is that the one you gave me for the shawl?
That's Miss Babs.
It is? Mm-hmm. I finished the shawl, right? That other project?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I can't even see what color that. Oh, that one is Loki. Because I wanted to make sure I got it in this blanket because I love that color.
I remember when I made it now. Loki. I can make more Loki.
And then this is the gold that I used in my cowl. It's actually called brass. Brassy? No, brass. Something brass.
That's Miss Babs, or is it Mara Wilson?
This is Matosh.
Matosh. Okay.
And I used it in the cowl. It's a Matosh Tosh Sport.
It goes pretty well with mine.
It does. I think it works very nicely.
Yeah.
That's part of why I put them next to each other. Because I didn't want this one over this one. I thought it would have been too jarring.
Yeah.
Because I was originally going to have this one as in between these two.
Right.
Because I thought that would have gone really well. But I didn't want these two on top of each other. They're okay kitty corner. But on top of each other would have been too jarring.
Very nice.
So
Cool.
I look forward to having this as a blanket. Because I actually sleep with it every night. Not like Linus, but like it's sometimes I'm just too hot. So I like that having this layer.
Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag, Monet bag, which is actually Sarat. Okay. It's one of my first bags. This is my Elementary My Dear Watson project from the Elementary Wrap pattern by Pearl Soho. So, you can't tell there's a lot of difference, but I'm in the middle of a row here. I did about 4 rows on this, I think. I'm in the middle of a row, It's curling like crazy, but I did make some progress. I love this color. This is Miss Babs in the slate colorway.
Well,
Yowza.
that's kind of like for you what the squash blossom is for me.
Right. And this wrap, you can't tell because it's kind of curled up on itself, but you can see it's a stole, and you can see it's going to be pretty large. This color, there's something about this color along with the way it's going to be wrappy that is comforting. It's kind of like a blanket that's not a blanket. It's not overly heavy. If you feel this, it's not overly heavy because it's a DK weight. And it's going to take forever because it's stockinette, but
Well, it's good though if you can't focus.
yeah, it's excellent. All I do is remember what row I'm on and go. Just take off running.
Do you know how to count your rows?
I
When you're
tried. Yeah, this is on this one I can. You just count the little V's.
Yes, exactly. So if you lose track of where you're at, you can always count.
Right, and I don't think it actually has. It's because it's done end to end like this. You can make it as long as you want.
Okay.
So I'm not overly concerned. I'll have to see if it says anything. I think it does inches.
Okay, well that's even better.
Yeah.
Because then
I-
you don't have to keep track of your number of
I do
rows.
remember Nicole from Hot as Knitter. I forget what her podcast was. Yes, I'm going to reference her again.
Hot as knitter.
Haven't done it in a while. She always used to say that she preferred the measurements to the rows, and I understand why now. So I got it really quickly after a while because it gave you more of a better idea. Your gauge, if your gauge isn't on or whatever, you just
Right.
do the inches. I wish she'd go back to doing some of that stuff. She's very talented.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people who used to podcast
Most of them, a lot of them don't. They're just,
life.
Yeah, life.
Okay, so in my plover bird stained glass Batman bag is the Ridgeline Wrap Cardigan by Pearl Soho using Cascade 220 in the colorway Puget Sound, which is color number 9487. I mean, it's not a whole lot of work. I was having really bad light sensitivity and headaches the day I tried to work on this. So after a while, I couldn't work on it because I needed the lights out and I
Alright.
couldn't see. So, but I think it got a couple rows.
It matches your shirt almost.
I mean, I really want this. It's just going to take a while, I think.
It's pretty.
Not because it's hard, but because if you can't have the lights on, you can't really
Well,
work on it.
And it's a long, it
I
must
don't
take-
mind a long row.
No, but it takes a while. I don't mind a long row either, but it takes a long time to get through a row.
Because as soon as you're done with the ribbing, you go into the sleeves.
Well, yeah, it's a ribbed sweater.
I
so-
mean, so it's really nice and there's no shaping. So it's not a hard piece.
it just takes time.
It just takes a little time. But that's that.
Okay. All right, my next one you haven't seen in a while.
Actually, I probably should work on that now that I have the lights.
This is the Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch blanket knitting pattern by 5410 Studio. And I'm using my 10.5 Chow Goose red lace circulars. And this is Lady Fernicle Creations Superwash Merino Bulky in Bare Necessities. And I just decided I was going to take it out because I love her patterns. And I just have never finished one. And there's no reason for me not to finish one. I just don't. So I decided I was going to, and I'm about ready to start the pattern now. The little pattern that's on there. So you can see it's garter stitch. I think I did 2 rows. Ouch.
You okay?
Yeah, my shoulders bother me. So, it's all garter right now. And I think I did a row or 2. And this is another one, at this point, it was, you didn't have to think about it.
Well, even less than stockinette.
Yeah, it's just garter. You just go across and so I did that. And I think I'm about ready to start with the pattern itself. The little, let's see if I can show it to you. I have a picture of it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because it's a small pattern. Can you see that? It's kind of like little ridges. It's very easy. Just a matter of keeping track of what row I'm on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having that move forward because it's fun. It's relaxing. You just sit there and do it. So, and this bag I got from my local yarn shop. That's Knitter's Magic in Winchester, Virginia. And I don't know if she's opening again now. I know she was doing curbside.
Well,
so.
I know she's been doing a lot of live videos, so she's been
active. So if you're in the area and you...
Yeah, please support her.
Please support her. We love her, and she's amazing.
Next time I need Mad Tosh for something, I should check and see if she has it first.
We can order it and have her mail it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do next time, because I do occasionally like some Mad Tosh, and I'd rather give her the business than Jimmy Bean.
Yeah, I'd like to give her business. I wanted to get some Mad Tosh in that green that I like so much.
Oh, it's really pretty. It's like an emeraldy.
Yeah. There's a green and a red and a blue that I like in Mad Tosh.
I would like her Mad Tosh's purples.
Yeah, they are pretty. Some of their purples are pretty.
They have one called Fairy Tale. It's really lovely. And then Wino Forever is nice. It's more of a dark purple. And I really like brass.
I generally don't do a lot of Mad Tosh, but I do like the colors. I have to justify it. I love her pashmina, but it's kind of out of my price range.
I think pashmina must be... Is that a colorway?
It's a type of sheep.
Oh, okay, because I don't use the pashmina. I use like the Tosh Sport and the...
It's a wool. It's a kind of wool. I remember being surprised because it comes up when I do my my listings. It comes up what's in it, and one of the listings is pashmina. So I think it's a kind of wool.
Okay, I've never used the pashmina. I think I use whatever their base. So the ones I get probably aren't quite as expensive as the pashmina. I tend to get Tosh Sport or Tosh DK, because anyone who's done my patterns will know that those are my favorite weights.
Yeah, I love DK and Sport.
I tend to use them interchangeably. It is, Kay was saying, I watched Bakery Bears the other day, so hence the Bakery Bears heavy.
Yeah, I also watched a little bit of them. So.
But she was saying one of the nice things for Sport, bless you. And this might actually be one of the nice things for DK, and this might be something that might be useful for some people to test for me, is that you can just double two fingering and get the same weight. And I'm sure all of you know that already. But I struggle with weights and with weight of yarns and figuring out when you double what gets what.
Somebody said that it was a worsted, but I think
it depends on the fingering.
I think it depends on the fingering.
Because there's some pretty plump fingerings out there.
I think it depends on how thick the fingering weight is. You might get a DK light worsted. So, but in general, I think you get a DK.
Yeah, that's what she said. I would trust her expertise on that better than my own because I don't do very well with with weights on that kind of thing.
I think
was it your turn or my turn?
Yours. I just did my on the forest.
Okay.
It's not on the forest floor. It's my baby blanket.
Okay.
You're working on my on the forest floor. That's where it is. I was wondering where it... No, did you give it to me?
I gave it to you.
Yeah, you gave
have
it to
your
me.
on the forest floor.
Yes, I do.
You wear your on the forest?
Well, I haven't had a chance to. I haven't gone anywhere.
Since when is that?
I wore it in the wintertime.
I wear my shawls like constantly, so... Okay.
I don't wear my shawl. I don't wear any of my shawls in the house very much.
Oh, weird.
I mostly wear my sweaters. I do occasionally wear wear the shawls in the house, but usually when Daddy's not home.
Sorry, I took it up. Well, I can get up and get it later. Because I will need that later.
Need what?
My yarn.
Oh. Where is it?
It rolled over there.
Oh, I can't get out there, so...
So, in my Tudor bag by Mama C, this is the Winging It Baby Blanket. Designed by me. This is what I worked on mostly on Sunday, I think.
That's a crib size, isn't it? Or is that a stroller size?
This, is not the security blanket. This is the stroller blanket.
Okay. That's what I meant by crib. I didn't know it was a stroller.
So...
That's pretty big for a stroller.
That's what they describe. I think it's... My size is slightly bigger than the normal stroller, but this is what, when I looked up the sizes, this is approximately the size that they said was stroller.
I would put that in a crib.
I think it would work just as well in a crib.
Yeah. Well, some strollers, when you think of strollers, they think of preambulators, the big, with the...
And they probably wanted it to fit in that kind of thing. So, when they were describing the sizes when I went with them. So, I am about to head into my next ridge, and this pattern is in my pattern shop. But I was purposely trying not to get to that ridge because I didn't want to have to worry about counting. I had a really bad headache that day. and was light sensitive. So I was able to work on this in the dark. I could feel the seed stitch for this small section, but I can't feel how many rows there are.
Right.
Because I can actually knit without looking if it's simple knitting. I can knit in the dark. Which has honestly been the most blessed talent ever lately.
Yeah.
um,
Very nice.
so,
Is
yeah.
that Pound of Love or is that something else?
This is Pound of Love. That Pound of Love is my preferred baby blanket yarn.
Well, it's big.
It's big, and it doesn't feel bad on your hands.
And it doesn't unravel.
Yeah.
Like-
and also, I don't have to... Now, sometimes you'll get knots in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so you'll see a couple of... Like there. I had to...
Oh, right.
It got a knot in it, so I had to cut it and reattach it again. Because there's a knot there, there's a chance that can come undone. And also, it makes my knitting look messy. And
How did you attach it?
I just knitted in another strand, and I tied them so that they didn't create a gap in my knitting. I'll untie it later when I weave in the ends. Just the way you attach any yarn when you run out of yarn or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure I have enough to finish this size.
Well, that's a nice size, a nice size ball for that. In fact, I was thinking about getting some for the baby blankets I'm
Well,
doing.
next time I cast on another blanket, I'll go. I want to eventually knit through all the sizes. But this is not the smallest size, but the one right above that.
Are they all baby blankets? You don't do adult size or Afghans?
No, but I think that, okay, like if you look at my sizes, I'm going to pull up a pattern. I think some of the sizes, because I based my sizes off of what they suggested online, like a proper size for these things could be. And I think
I have
the
I have a
largest,
list of that, yeah.
because you could just Google what they say is the range. I think it's slightly different between British and American.
And
for whatever
it's
reason.
even a little different between some of the different places,
Right.
but that's not. It's within the ballpark.
So my security blanket is 14 inches wide and 18 inches long, approximately.
That's the baby one, the little.
That's a little one. Just enough to kind of like drag around. The size I actually prefer, personally, now for all my all the ones that I do, for like the picture on the pattern or whatever, because I want to get it out quick, just to see if I like the way the pattern works up, I do the smallest size. But my personal preferred is at least the medium, because I feel it gets good coverage for the baby. So that's the stroller blanket, and that's 33 inches wide and 36 inches long.
Right, that's like a baby blanket size, yeah.
The receiving blanket is 40 inches wide and 39 inches long. And the crib blanket is 45 inches wide and 60 inches long.
That's almost an Afghan.
That's what I'm saying. If someone wanted to make the biggest size and use it as an Afghan, also this pattern is pretty adjustable. If you wanted to add another panel, I call them panels, but I mean they're not really a panel.
Repeat or whatever.
Another repeat. You could, and then you can make it a little bit longer.
Well, that would be up to you. Won't be able to do it wider necessarily.
I don't know that you would necessarily need it terribly much wider. Because, I mean, 45 inches long. Let's see if I was...
I don't think it would be a problem. I mean, it's not.
I mean, you would have to plan out from the beginning, but
Yeah, yeah.
it would change your count.
Would it change? You don't have any repeats in this. I mean, there's not repeats. You don't have any multiples that you need.
No, you don't. Let's see, 45. But 45 is a pretty good length, pretty good
Yeah,
width.
it's an Afghan.
That's an Afghan width, and I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
So I think that if you wanted to make the biggest size as an Afghan, you could, because this is about as wide as... Sorry, stuff is falling all over the place. This is about as wide as my mitered square Afghan. My mitered square might even be might be a smidge wider. But, yeah, I mean, you could totally make the biggest size as an Afghan.
It's a one-person Afghan.
Yeah, it'd be a one-person Afghan. It
Unless
wasn't meant to be anything but a baby blanket.
Yeah.
But most baby blankets, if you have the biggest size, you can just claim, this is my Afghan.
Yeah.
And it's mine.
Well, I don't usually call that a baby blanket that big, but it is definitely good for a crib or a toddler bed.
Right, and I think that they call it a crib blanket, that size. And I say it is my pattern, but I'm basing it off of accepted sizes that I Googled.
Yeah. Because Google knows all.
My sizes might be slightly bigger.
Okay. My next project is in my
That's not what I wanted to work on.
large blue Universal Studios bag, because apparently I have to do all the big bags first. Well, I guess, yeah, the big bags first. Okay. In this is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket from the Ninja Turtle baby blanket pattern by Lisa Vanilla, and I did a few rows on this And I don't know if I got sidetracked, but I stopped and I put it away. So I'm still on the red. I thought I would be on the green by now, but that's okay. So here you go, the turtles.
I'm being attacked.
Will you stop messing my stuff
I
up?
needed to grab something I dropped.
Anyway, so I've got the turtle color green, and I got the bands for Leo and for Raph. After I finish Raph, I'll go back into the green, and then I'll hit Donnie.
You shouldn't hit Donnie.
Yeah, which is purple. And then I'll do more green, and I'll do
You wouldn't hit a guy with the gap.
Michelangelo, who is orange. Mikey's orange, and then more green, and then I'll do the eyes, and it'll be done. This could have been done a long time ago, but it wasn't. It isn't because I didn't work on it. But I did work on it this week. Apparently, I wanted to work on blankets this week.
Well, you know, that happens. That's kind of what I wanted to work on too, apparently. Ooh. Do not want to knock the tea over. There we
I've just been all over the place with what I wanted to work on this week. I mean, other than blankets, other things, you know?
Yeah. In my... Let me bring up my next project. Okay. So this one didn't exist last week.
Yay for not existing.
Well, yay for now existing.
Yes. Yay. I might have to pull that bag out, my We've Got All Things Are Possible bag, because I have no... I'm running out of bags.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I had to empty out... Oh, that's right. I moved something I wasn't working to a tote bag so I could use a project bag.
Right. Well, today I was watching the Cozy Up Knits, listening to them, and one of the sisters, Katie, I think it was working on something or other, and she pulled out a plastic shop bag.
Well, the problem is I have too many projects in halfway pieces.
But it was an ever so stylish bag. It was a plain gray.
Like, it's not that I don't have enough bags. It's that I have too many projects.
Jamie, tell her that we love her choice in bags.
So,
Katie's. She said, Katie, I think it was Jamie who said, Mom's got a bunch of bags sitting right there. Like, I think she forgot the bag on her way out or whatever. She just kind of pulled everything up. But it was funny.
So in my Victorian Studio birdie bag, I love this bag. It's so soft. I just want to cuddle
Yeah,
this
Maureen's
bag.
very talented.
I want to cuddle this bag.
Because the artwork on here is Maureen's, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, I
But
believe
it's cuddly.
it is cuddly.
Because it's like,
like quilted.
it's quilt. And I really have a fondness for quilts, even though I can't do it.
I love quilts, but I don't
If
have
quilts
patience.
feel like this, I want They kind of do,
yeah, sort
right?
of, yeah.
Because it's the batting inside.
Yeah.
It's fluffy and it's
Yeah,
happy.
her
Because it's warm, but doesn't feel like it's heavy.
I'm not sure if she has like soft interfacing in here or if it's batting in here that she put. It's really, yeah, it's very nice.
So.
And this is a new project in case we.
Yeah, sorry. This is
forget.
this is a The Lady's Favor by me.
Oh, you started in that color. Okay, cool.
This is. I thought at first this was my colorway brass, so I was going to call it Brassy Lady Mitts, but this is Spice. Where's the ball band?
You mean Mad Tosh?
Oh,
ones?
it's Spicewood. Matte Tosh DK in the colorway Spicewood.
That's really pretty.
So I'm calling this the Spicy Lady Mitts.
That looks really pretty. I like that color.
It's more of a like a brownie.
burnt orangey, goldy. It's very autumn.
Well, makes me think of like we might call it old gold.
Yeah. Actually, it reminds me kind of a copper penny.
Oh,
I should give you some of my pennies from heaven. for
that'd
that.
be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I found this in stash and I measured, I weighed it, and I have enough for it. So I cast it on.
Was it a partial skein?
Yeah, I had used it, I think, in my minestrone
Yes.
Mad Tosh hat
Yes.
because I didn't use a lot of it.
That's really pretty.
So I forgot how much I love this color.
I wish I liked doing seed stitch better. The only way I get mitts from her for this type of thing is if she makes it. I don't like doing seed
My
stitch.
next color I'll do after that for these mitts is this one because I
What's
want
that?
a red pair. This is that I always call it the Miss Babs yarn. It's the Let Heaven Nature Sing sit. It's called, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Moira. I read it as Moria.
Moira?
M-O-I-R-A.
Moira.
Moira. Okay, in my head it's Moria.
Moria is Moria.
I know, but in my head, it's Moria.
Why would you call that Miss Babs?
Because not Miss Babs. I always call it the because my brain's broken. The Knitting's My Bag yarn.
Oh, okay.
Because this came in a kit with a really pretty bird bag that I currently use to hold medicine.
That was the color we got?
Yeah. I can't find the other skein, but I still have
I
enough.
gave you one. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I used up the other skein I have, but I can't find it. Regardless, I have enough.
Is that fingering sock?
No.
Why would I give it to you?
I have no idea why you gave it to me.
Okay.
I accepted it.
Maybe because I didn't see what I would do with one skein of it because I wasn't
I
knitting.
think you were crocheting.
I wasn't knitting,
at
yeah.
the time only. So, and this is a DK. So that's. I was looking for reds that I had enough DK in because I did want to eventually make a DK and a DK. Well, I want to make a red pair of mitts, but I wanted to have this gold pair first because I don't have any gold mitts.
No.
I have like a pretty bluish gray Mad Tosh. My favorite mitts tend to be my Mad Tosh ones because I have a bluish gray. I wish I could remember the colorway. It's gorgeous. And it's kind of like a greeny, bluey gray.
See, I wish you
And
would...
then it has like a blue along the edge. And the other pair that I have is in the blue with the bluey gray, whatever, as the edge.
I wish you would do, like, you had that pair of mitts that is Mad Tosh and it has nothing on it. And if you did it all in seed stitch, it would fit better. Because the one...
Well, that wasn't my pattern. That was
No, I
yeah.
understand that. I'm saying I wish you would do that, like, with all seed stitch or something. And because that...
You really like the way the seeds.
it feels good. I won't do it because it
Well,
drives me
I
nuts.
can look into messing around with some things, maybe get you one that's more something like that with that kind of fit.
Because it's a beautiful...
I do
color
love
for
the way seed stitch feels.
I like the way it feels. Rena gets it. I don't like doing it.
Well, Rena says it hurts her hands.
And for me, it's more of a focus issue. I'll look at it and invariably I'll look down and I've missed something.
Now, it's a good thing I did start these because I had made a mistake in the chart.
Oh.
Remember I told you I had
Yeah.
attached the wrong chart? But I caught it because I did this. Because I had changed it after I finished that part. Like, I adjusted the chart after I finished that part in Davina's mitts. So I was able to quickly send out a correction to people who had bought the kit. So, these mitts, thankfully...
Oh, wow, you found it after. That's right. Oh, wow.
But that's what these mitts saved me from.
So now whoever buys the kit
Has the correct.
has the correct one. We do have a few kits left. We only have 2 of the blue left, and we have, I think, 4 of the red, I think we have left. And they will be in the shop exclusive until June 1st. Right? We said the end of June.
We said the end of June.
The end of June.
Because we wanted to give people enough time where there was exclusive to them.
Right, yeah, and I know that sometimes also people have tight funds right now. So
Yeah.
we have those.
And we can consider if we want to extend it or
if
whatever.
there's
Yeah.
interest. So they are still in the shop. We have about 5 or 6 kits in there, two blue and I think 4 red. So we'll talk about that more in shop news. I just wanted to say something because we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Mad Tosh DK in the colorway Spicewood.
That's a really pretty color. I like it. Okay, in my Silver Shed USA Owls bag, this Davina's artwork. I love it when Davina and Anne work together. Get some really pretty bags. So this is really nice. This is my Archimedes owl. And this is the Taste of Autumn shawl project from the Anastasia Sattel scrap shawl pattern. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza, and I don't know what the colorways are because I can't find the band. But, and also Malabrigo, and I think it's Old Gold. Let me see. Oh, it's Sunset. Sunset. No, yeah, Sunset. Okay. Huh. All right. That's what it's called. And I did some on this, so it's moving along a little bit. I don't think I worked a whole lot. I think I worked on it toward the beginning of last week. Apparently I wanted to do some knitting after I was all the crochet. I wanted to do some knitting. I think my hand was bothering me and I thought I'd better switch. So, and we've had a lot of weather, so. And I'm using a bigger hook. Well, not as big as I used on the other one, the blue one, the Numeria.
Which is good because I tend to prefer a denser fabric.
Yeah.
Kay says the same thing. She prefers a denser fabric.
This is an F hook. It depends on when I'm going to wear it.
You seem to like the airy more than I do. I know a lot of people do like airy.
It depends on when
I understand where it's nice, but I tend to like a little more.
It depends on when I'm going to wear it, If it's more of a, like, I want to dress for something special, like go to church or something, I want it a little more drapey. If it's something that's going to be for more warmth, then I want it heavier. I'm not one of these people that's set in stone. It has to be dense, or it has to be. I don't care for the really airy ones, but I do like kind of like what I had from the Numeria shawl. That's nice, and I do like this as well. This is more like the other one I made, the one I kept, my Zarina shawl. But my Zarina shawl is even heavier than this, I think.
Perhaps. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I've always liked the weight of that one. So it's a good thing that that you made this one heavier, because I always liked the weight of that one. Okay, so now it's going to be the bag show for me.
Okay.
In my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag, this is, well, I can at least say the name of the pattern now because it is in testing. This is Lovebird's Christmas stocking. This is my grandma's stocking, whereas my grandpa's one is the one that's currently on the pattern. I would like to eventually show both of them on the pattern, even if I have to go and put in an edit later, because I feel like that's important.
How far have you gotten on it?
I started the color work in the first chart.
I'm not going to show, I just want to look in it. Sorry guys, you can't see it, but I want to see it, because I have no patience.
Can you see? I literally, I'm not very far.
Yeah, I see. I don't see the color work, but I see the color.
I'm going to show you really quickly. Oh, no, you can't see because it's underneath.
Right, that's why I didn't want to touch it.
I do want to pull out the screen, though, so they can see
Yeah.
it. This is another Matosh that I have.
Is that candy apple? Or
No.
green apple?
No, this has nothing to do with apples. This is sea glass.
Oh, that's pretty. That's kind of a bright color for a sea glass. I don't usually think of sea glass that bright, but it's awfully pretty.
This was when I picked up yarn using Christmas and birthday money. I picked up this, and I picked up the purple and yellow in the bunny love cow. Just because they all called to me. And you can just see I've got a really strong fondness for Matosh. And I usually don't get drawn to their variegateds or whatever. I get drawn to their solids that were really tonals because they have a depth to them.
Yeah.
And I always have loved
They're beautiful colors. Okay. My next one, I don't do the bags yet. This is in my PHN Chameleon bag. This is the Chameleon bag. Bottom of the Hill Scarf Project. Okay. And this is the one that may become a design sometime. It may be a free design if I don't change this up at all. But you can see it's moved along a little bit.
I really like that fabric.
It's really pretty. I like it. And it's kind of an unusual stitch. No, this isn't the one with the unusual stitch.
No, this isn't. It's a different one.
Yeah, this is a different one. It's really pretty. I like it. I like the feel of it because this is a chunky yarn. This is James C. Brett, and it doesn't feel. Sometimes I feel like some of the things with chunky are oppressively heavy. This isn't. It's heavy. It's going to be a warm scarf, and it's stretchy if you want to really pull it tight. But it doesn't feel like it's going to make you bake, or if you have it around your neck, that it's going to suffocate you. So I'm really liking the fabric that's coming out of it, and we'll see if it comes up. If I decide to do it as a free pattern or $1 or something, or if I change something and I decide to, do it that way.
Okay, so next, I didn't get a ton of work done on this. Probably, well, the brace is just staying down there. that's where it's gonna be. And my I Can Do All Things Through Christ Who Strengthens Me bag is a pattern design that's a long-term pattern design. It's got long rows and everything, and it's just long, so, and complicated. So I probably worked 2 rows, something like that, because I haven't had a lot of focus.
Yeah.
I took advantage of it Thursday. Because I was feeling...
Yeah, I haven't seen you work on that in a long time. Do you have any inches at all?
I mean, I can let you take a quick peek, Mom. It's not fair to everybody else, but...
Oh yeah, you're getting there. Do you want to show the color, or is that going to be a surprise as well?
I
think we decided it was going to be a surprise, didn't we? Okay.
so-
Very nice.
Yep. I mean, it's grown a little bit, but yeah, that's all I can really. That's going to be something that bag's going to be shown with that project in it for quite a while. That's a long-term project.
Right. And this is the last one I can actually show you. This is my cotton preemie hat. It's in the Kikiboo Bags Holiday Owl bag. So I did a little bit on this. This is close to being finished. When I decided to do stuff between my hands and my project ADD, I didn't do a lot on anything. I just kind of worked. So this is moving along. This is in cotton yarns. I love this cotton. Chronically Crochet said something I found amusing, actually. She actually likes doing the amigurumi in this yarn.
Huh.
For me, it's too floppy, but she likes it. Maybe she's a tighter crocheter
She
than I
might be
am.
a tighter crocheter.
But
Mom, it's not hard to be a tighter crocheter than you.
yeah, I've gotten a little tighter, but I'm still. It's
Now,
funny.
I'm a very tight crocheter, but even I really didn't care for the. But I tend to like a firm.
Yeah, I like a
base.
firm. This is too floppy for me for
They
that.
that stuff's too wide.
But I do love. Yeah, I do love the feel for it for accessories and for dishcloths and things like that. I actually love it for that. This would make a nice cotton sweater, even if you were going to wear it in the spring or summer.
I'm more of a dishy person.
But I
if I'm
couldn't.
gonna
I
be
couldn't
using
wear. I
cotton.
couldn't wear dishy.
Well, I don't use it for wearing.
Dishy
I like
would
it for,
scratch.
Mosaic dishcloths.
The only thing I do with dishy is, things to wash dishes or wash.
Well, that's why I like it for.
But this should be done relatively quickly. She was so excited because she went to Hobby Lobby she got her electric wheelchair out. Mm-hmm. And it was cute because her husband was worried about her going, because he was going to go to one place and she was going to go to Hobby Lobby. And she was, she came back, she's like a little kid in the candy shop with all her stuff that she came back with. It was so cute. So, yes, Crystal, you were adorable. I know she watches on occasion. You're adorable. So, okay. That's this. If you want to check her out, she's really sweet. When she's
Yes, she
feeling
is.
well, she's really sweet.
Well, she's really sweet
She's
regardless.
no, because when she's not feeling well, she's not there. So she's,
It just sounded like you're saying, but she's not feeling well. She's kind of a witch. I was like, that's what it sounded
when
like.
she's not feeling well, she's probably asleep.
Hey, I'm not always asleep when I'm not feeling well. Sometimes you can't sleep.
Well, we're not talking about you. You're different.
It's not that unusual.
You're a Nutter Butter.
I like Nutter Butter.
Have another Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookie?
That was what I told you about the coworker who used to joke that I was his work wife, and he found out that I liked Nutter Butters, and one day he just brought me like a bag of
Nutter Butters?
Nutter Butters. It was right
Another
before
Nutter Butter
I
peanut
had
butter sandwich cookie.
had to quit. He was a travel nurse. Really nice guy. And yeah, he said at every job he always had one person who is his work wife, and I was the work wife for that job.
Wow, a harem.
Yeah, right.
A harem.
I got Nutter Butters out of it. What can I say?
Wow, I can't even begin to say what that makes you. Your next one.
Hold on, I need to rest. In my Star Knits R2 bag is also in testing right now is the Davina hat. I wanted to knit a plain version of the Davina hat, and I had some Miss Babs fingering in electric turquoise colorway. So I
Okay.
cast on that.
That's going to be hers too?
Yeah, I told her it'd be hers.
Yeah, I
too.
thought so.
And this is another one I want to get done to have on the pattern because I think it's nice to have on there a plain version and just so that you can see, because sometimes when you have crazier yarn, it can hide the pattern, a little bit.
Well, she hasn't stopped wearing it. I've had to tell her she had to give her head time to breathe.
That and the Quicksilver mitts, like she's wearing the Quicksilver mitts again today. She the ones that were made with silver belts, and she's wearing the one with the one hat I made her with the Quicksilver yarn
Today, yeah.
today.
She's gone back. She stopped wearing her hats a little bit because we hadn't been going places, but now she's wearing them again. She's pulling out the ones Taya made, the ones I made. Taya's mitts. It's just she's.
Well, she surprised me by how excited she was about the mitts, because I thought at first maybe she just kind of liked the idea. I mean, I knew she was asking me about it, but I thought maybe she just kind of liked the idea. Like, she actually gasped excitedly when she opened up the mitts, which is like, I thought she knew it was coming, so I didn't expect her to be that excited.
Well, the one that you missed was because you were looking down or something. She opened her hat and found out that it was her, named after her. It was her yarn and her own pattern that Taya made specifically for her. It was like, you know.
Yeah, I did. I missed the reaction. So
It wasn't quite that but exuberant, but it was very.
I need to get pictures of her wearing that on a day that's not so dark, because the pictures didn't turn out so well as I'd like. Or maybe you could go outside and take pictures with her. I don't see. Maybe I can try pushing a little bit one day and try taking pictures outside with her.
We'll see.
I'm not doing well with outside.
We'll talk about that in the other stuff.
That's just a
Yeah,
side
but we
note.
will talk about that.
But anyway, this is a Davina hat in a plain yarn, so you can see the pattern. And I know my testers, Brittany is doing one in a plain yarn, I know. And Linnea is doing it in a speckled one. And I really like how the speckling's coming up on it. I haven't yet seen, for my other 2 testers, I'm using a tester from Facebook. And then I have another tester. I always forget the first name, Smiles.
Sandra.
I think you might be right.
I don't want to say the rest of her name, but I know what it is.
But yeah, but I've only seen the 2 versions yet of my testers. But yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm going to skip my next one until you do this one, Taya, because I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, my next one is in here. And I actually had reverse progress in this design because I started doing it. For some reason, it gave me a lot of trouble, and I had to rip it back. And I think I might have to rip it back again and see what I can do with it. But it's in there.
It does. That is one thing when you're designing. You can't be so married to a project that you're not able to rip it back.
I do that better with my knitting, my crocheting than I do with my knitting, but this one's knitting, so.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've been so encouraging for you to do the crocheting, because that's your comfort zone. And you really need to be in your comfort zone when you are designing to a certain extent. At least comfort with the basics.
Right.
And I don't mean like you're not comfortable knit and purl, but you're not comfortable fixing and you're not comfortable with ripping back. And because you have to rip back so much when you design, you have to be in that comfort zone. I can't tell you the number of times I've looked at something like, oh, I don't really like how that looks. Can I just make, no, I need to rip. So I've ripped back on a design almost completely, or completely redesigned it. Did that several times with toys even, where I have prototype toys in the house, particularly with the chameleon, where I had pieces of chameleon where I was trying to decide how I was going to form it, and I really didn't like the format. So I have like these little half chameleons sitting around that are kind of disturbing looking.
Yes.
I think I might have finally hidden them somewhere.
Yeah. I think you had a cocoa round like that too.
I ripped that one out.
Oh, you finally got it ripped out?
I think I did rip that one out.
Okay.
Because that's part of the design process. Now, once you stuff a toy, it's a little harder to reclaim it. But you got to be able to start it, decide, no, I don't like this. This was a step along the way. Let's start it again.
I remember a turtle I did. I started a fingering weight of one of Stacy Trock's turtles. And I love Stacy Trock's toys, but it was fingering weight and it was small and I couldn't see it. My hands were really hurting. I had already stuffed the shell and I'm like, I think it was Stacy Trock's. I already stuffed the shell. I'm like, this is a pincushion. So, nothing against whoever it was did the pattern. I think it was Stacy Trock. It was just too small for me to see and to do.
Well, that's a hard weight to do for a small toy.
Yeah.
I mean, any small toy is really challenging, but okay, so the next one is...
And I learned so much from Stacy Trock.
Did I not bring one of the bags over?
Well, anyway, you have to talk about that one so I can do that.
Okay, let me just check. I might not have all the bags I need. And I'll just have to talk about it regardless as to whether or not it's here. I mean, I have the one that you want to talk about anyway. I just don't know what I did with the other bag.
Okay.
For the other one. I think I thought it was that bag. But oh, yes, I left it in the other room. It was my big brown one that I left in the other room.
Do I need to go get it or?
No, I'm just going to be showing the bag.
Okay.
So, this is actually my Ravelry bag. This is a tote bag. I got this for Fiber Festivals. That's literally what it was meant for. But I was running out of bags. So So it's pretty well made, and it has a clip to kind of keep things in place. I was sitting there on that day where I just had such a bad headache, and I couldn't focus, and I had to have the lights down, and I was like, I'm going to hit the seed stitch section of my baby blanket. I'm not going to be able to just keep going without looking. And I was like, you know what? I need to have a new pattern. So this is a different baby blanket pattern that it's for when you just need to knit and not look. When you have no focus. It's a selfish pattern, to be quite honest.
Well,
with
the
you.
babies still benefit.
Yeah. This pattern exists because I need it for when I can't have the lights on and I still want to knit. So yeah, that's what's in here. And also, because it has no seed stitch, Mom is very happy. Because seed stitch is not, it's like my ribbing where I can't be looking and focusing to figure out where I'm supposed to be. So it wasn't going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay, so in here, I can tell you my name of my project, just not the name of her pattern. And let me tell you a little history about the name, though, okay? When we were growing up, my mom always used to call us Pesty Westy, okay? That's the name of this blanket, Pesty Westy. If you were pest, you were being a little bit of a brat. We were called Pesty Westy. We were little, like 2
That's
or 3
funny
years
because
old.
you never transferred that to our family, not really.
No. Pesty Westy is the name of this, and it's her pattern. It is it's in the yarn that I had wingers in, the baby wingers blanket, or whatever I called it. What did I call it?
You might not have it on your notes anymore.
I have it on my notes as a frog. It's not really a frog.
There it is. Hold on.
Yeah, the Wingers Baby Blanket project. I pulled it out. I'm going to redo it in garter. But right now, I love Talia's pattern. I just can't deal with the seed stitch right now because I keep doing it and I do it fine for a little bit, and then I look back or somebody says something to me and I get off count and I can't figure out where I am, and I inevitably have this much where you can tell that I'm not doing the right stitches. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it in garter right now. So I'm going to put it away. It is going to get done. It's just going to be done differently. I love the pattern. It's a fantastic pattern. But I'm doing instead, because I wanted to keep on doing it and I didn't feel like recasting on for that one.
Yeah, this isn't even in testing yet.
It's not even testing
I wrote
yet.
it up. I'm knitting it currently. I'm actually using the blue yarn I used, the turquoise Pound of Love that I used for the other blanket.
But see, I want to be considered a tester this time as a
You definitely, you're an early tester.
early
'cause,
tester. I have to have early because that's the only way I finish.
but I sent it to her because I'm like, this is perfect. She can just work on this and...
And I've made some progress on it. I think, I'm not going to show you because I can't show you. I just want to see.
I want to see if you're as far as I am.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Not even remotely. I think I'm just about where I was on the other blanket
Okay.
now. But it's a lot faster going because I'm just going.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
not seed stitch.
It's not seed stitch. And like I said, it's not that I don't love seed stitch in terms of the way it looks, the way it feels. It's beautiful. The pattern's beautiful.
Everyone has stitches that they don't like to work.
I don't like working seed stitch. And I may get to a point where I do like it, but right now I don't.
There was a period of time where I didn't like working through the back loop. Now I do like it.
Oh, I love working through the back loop.
But at first I found it to be a pain in the neck, and I can't remember what sweater I had to do it for.
Well, I'm hoping, and everybody's going to roll their eyes when I say this, I'm hoping to start again the miter blanket with Kay. Just the little ones, not necessarily the big blocks.
Yeah.
I want to practice picking up stitches, and once I do that, then I can do other things.
Yeah,
You know?
it really does open, when you learn that skill, it opens up a lot for you.
Well, Kay is such a good instructor. I'm not saying the people on other places aren't.
You're such a brown noser.
I don't get anything out of it. Kay is a good instructor. I
Yes,
really
she is.
enjoy her tutorials, and so I'm hoping that she can get through to me where some of these other classes aren't. Like she has something on
Right.
Magic Loop, and she's really good. And the person that I mentioned last week, So Woolly, it's So Woolly, WOOLLY.
And
I
you
think.
really do have to find someone who teaches to your needs.
The way that-
because Mom thinks very differently than I do for patterns. Like she'll ask something and I'll look at her and be like, I don't understand why this is a problem. And so I'm not very good about teaching her because I don't understand why she doesn't get that.
That shouldn't be a reason for not being able to teach. It's being able to explain it in a way a person understands.
Right.
It's not necessarily because it doesn't matter
I
why.
think because I'm more of a shower than I am. Never been very good at. If you ask me, explain in words X, Y, Z, I can get to a point and then I'm like, let me just show you.
Well, that's the way I learn, though. I have to be shown. I mean, if you talk at me, that's why I like watching somebody like Kay or So Wooly, because they sit there and they're talking, but they're also showing. And I have to be shown, and then I have to do it, because I don't do it, it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
I'm a multisensory learner.
Well, that's why you see, like, in the pattern that I released last week, I think it was, the Intarsia bookmark. I made a point of doing a video because I was trying to explain the technique by words, and after a while I was like, you know what? It'd just be a lot simpler to show them. Because that's really where after a while I'm just like, let me just show you.
Yeah.
Let me just do it.
No, I get that way sometimes, too. It's like, let me show you how to do this. I prefer to try and talk it out first, but if people don't understand what I'm saying, or if my words start tripping, I need to... Writing it's the best way for me, just,
Well, like, Grandma wanted to do something on Facebook, and for me, I can't just... Because I'm on the phone, so I can't show her. For me, I pull it up at the same time, and then I'm doing it while I'm telling her.
That's what I do.
Because otherwise, I can't do it.
Well, it's hard because you can't... There's something with the muscles and some.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway.
Is it my turn or yours? Yours.
Mine.
Yeah.
So I don't have the bag for this one because I didn't realize I left it in the other room. Oh, yes, No, I don't. That's not the bag. That's something else. That's a couple bags together. In my big brown bag that I got from Knitter's Magic, I had pulled something else out of that bag and shoved it into a tote bag so I could have the big bag for this project. And also, as part of stash enhancement, I was going to show you the ball of yarn, but apparently I'm not going to. I knew I wanted to make a few baby blankets. This is another baby blanket pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Using Pound of Love in a red colorway. Can't tell you the name, but I'm working on that as well. So apparently right now, I go in cycles with my designing. I might have other things going on, but I also have... Apparently I'm developing sets. I have my bookmarks. I have my ornaments. Now I have the blankets. I'm hoping to develop more hats.
Davina would love that.
Yeah, I know she would. But yeah, I have the toys. But even the toys are in sets. You've got birds. You've got cats.
No bears.
Yeah, I know.
No bears.
How
No
observant of
Birtles.
you.
No Birtles.
I know. I kept trying to do the Birtle, but I got sick.
Yeah. Well, Laura's done one, so I have to pull that out for Tortoise versus Hare. Okay, my next one doesn't have a bag either. You can't. What I've been doing is on the other side, so that's that.
Okay, so then that leads us. Well, my one FO actually is part of Shop News.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So we usually use Shop News after stash enhancement.
Don't have any stash enhancements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have one stash enhancement.
Right.
I figured if I was going to buy some Pound of Love, I'd buy a couple of colors. This is similar to the turquoise, but not quite. This is aquamarine. And eventually I want to have most of the colors, but
One at a time.
yeah. Because these aren't terribly expensive. The yardage is amazing.
Yes, like what?
It's
800 yards or something like that?
1,020
Yeah.
yards.
2 of those would make me a sweater. Is that DK or is it?
It's kind of like a light worsted. It's medium, so it's like a
Okay.
light. I would call this a light worsted.
This is worsted.
myself.
I wonder how this would work. I have a sweater.
Because it's not a really thick worsted. I'd call this like a light worsted.
I have a sweater pattern that's a crocheted sweater pattern on Love Crafts.
Yeah, mine the red and the aquamarine only cost me like maybe $25.
So that's not too bad because I could do it with 2 of those.
And then I got this off of Amazon. So yeah, and it's actually a pretty nice acrylic to work with.
Yeah, I've worked with it before.
So,
What was the one that we didn't like that was like this?
well, there's another one that Lion Brand does that's similar in shape to Pound of Love, but it's not Pound of Love, and that one's kind of scratchy.
Yeah, I don't want that one.
You really have to make sure I typed in Pound of Love Baby. And that was how I made sure, because you had to be sure that's the same. But yeah, this is a different colorway. There's a few colors to choose from, but I've been wanting to get a red one for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, I'm using all the same family, because I have now turquoise, I have the pink one, I have the red one, I have aquamarine.
That's not all the same family.
But
it's
the
two
pink-
families.
Two families.
Yes. All right.
I need a yellow one.
What are we doing now?
Then we go into shop news.
Shop news. Okay. Do you have anything?
I do.
Okay.
Do you have anything?
Yes.
Okay. Because mine's a design that's coming into testing.
I have 2 new yarns plus the old ones. I have 2 new colorways.
I mean, I guess I could start.
Well, it doesn't matter. What's your first
Let me.
one?
How's this? I'm going to split it in half.
Yeah, do the smallest one first.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm first going to talk about things that are things that have been released, things that are in testing.
Well, mine's not nearly so exciting. Let me just go.
Well, let me just talk about the things that are in testing first. I don't have the Davina's hat to show, but this is in testing. I still have slots open for it. I think I have one slot open for the Davina hat too. I knew once I gave Davina her hat, I wouldn't get it back. So that's why I don't have it here to show. But this is in testing as well. The original due date that I put on there was wrong. Originally I put in May. I don't expect you guys to finish this by the end of the month. This is due like July 22nd.
This thing?
Yeah, the test. So
Not the hat. This.
Yeah, the hat is due like in June, like the 26th. But yeah, if anybody is interested in trying their hand, who hasn't seen yet that this is up, it is on DPNs, although I suppose you could magic loop if you prefer to magic loop. I have the pattern written for DPNs though. And then I want to show this one and then these two. So also wanted to let you know that the Bunny Love Cowl is now available for purchase. So I saw that one person has purchased it already, so thank you very much. And if anyone else is interested in having the Bunny Love Cowl to make, I think laying flat hasn't been. I need to stretch it a little bit there. Okay.
It'd be great for tortoise versus hare.
It would be.
Laura's going to kill me for saying that, but
I'll probably have to cast on another one for tortoise versus hare in different colors. I'm sure I have something in my stash that I can use, because I do tend to keep Sport and DK. But yeah, this one's available for purchase, and then going up for purchase almost as soon as we end this is the Where No Man Has Gone Before Christmas ornament. So that's the testing for that finished today. Thank you everybody who tested this, and yeah, it will be going up in the shop for all our Star Trekky people.
okay. All right, for me, do you want me to just run everything? It's pretty much one set type of thing.
Okay.
I'll just run through it so you can have your other thing. All right, these here, I'm not going to show you with any detail, but these are special orders. So they got done. New stuff that's going in the shop relatively quickly. I think I mentioned these already, these pink ones. They're actually ready to go in the shop as soon as I change the labels out. Okay, this is a fingering sock weight in the neon cotton candy, and it has been rescanned. I just have to put the labels on, take pictures, and they're going in the shop. I have 4 of these. So this could be even a lightweight sweater. You have over, let's see, 4, 16. Yeah, you've got close to 2,000 yards. Close. close? 400 times 16. About 1,800 yards, maybe? Something like that.
Maybe you could do like a short sleeve thing or really lightweight.
Or it depends on the size.
Yeah.
This one is DK Sparkle. This is my Stardust base, and it is Silver Bells. I had an order, one of the special orders was for Silver Bells in fingering, and I made one in DK, and this will be going in the shop. I thought about waiting until we do Christmas in July, but since I didn't know that was going to happen or not, I'm going to go ahead and put it up the shop. Mm-hmm. Okay. And my new ones, I have, let's see here. I have, this is, I had an order for Wombat of Doom, so I did an extra one. Okay. The one to be more specific, I'm not sure if the person who ordered it wants the set or this. Mm-hmm. So they're both going to go in the shop with that person's name on it, and then whatever one she buys, she'll buy, and then the other one will be up for sale for whoever. So this is Wombat of Doom. And then the two new ones, the other two colorways I have in here aren't going to go up until July 1st because they're associated with the Ladies' Favor. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is Laura's fault. Laura Concert. She mentioned something about liking tulips. And I said, oh, and she likes purple. I wonder if they have purple tulips. They have purple tulips. So this is called Purple Passion Tulips. This is Purple Passion Tulips. This one is a fingering sock. I will be making more of these, I believe. I've got the recipe, so can you see the different shades of this? It's got a very deep kind of purple with a brighter, subdued, kind of overwashed or overdyed kind of brighter color, so it wasn't going to jump out at you jarringly. And I looked it up, and there is something called Purple Passion Tulips, and that's what this is named after. So this one, I have two of these to put in the shop in a fingering sock weight. This one was directly Laura Concert's fault. Mm-hmm. So it's thank you, Laura, for the inspiration. The other one, for some reason, I wanted to work with purples.
Oh, I mean, that happens.
So
sometimes I just want to work with colors that I never would wear.
Now we're going to see if
Green is convenient for that.
For this one, I'm hoping it shows up true to color. Sometimes it shows up more of a gray, but it's not. This is shades of purple. And this is called, I don't remember what I said. This is Pulled Out a Plum. Like the nursery rhyme. Mm-hmm. This is Pulled Out a Plum. And it's shades of deep purple, dark purple. It's really, really pretty. I'm so tempted to make a sweater's weight of this. Even though I don't like wearing purple that much, this I would wear.
I think that would look good on you too.
Thank you. So this is Pulled Out a Plum.
Mom, if you knit something like this, where it's just...
Ooh, that would be really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really
pretty. It's just ribbon. And now you will have a point where you're going to have to worry about sleeves.
Well, I might do the, eventually, if I do that sweater that I was talking about, the crochet one. Mm-hmm. But it would take a lot more yarn. I would have to do a whole bunch of DK weight, and I'd have to see if I want to spend quite that much money. Mm-hmm. But on that particular sweater, it's a long sweater.
Right.
But this is good. I've got two of these that are going to go up in the shop as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get pictures taken pretty soon. And then I have, I'm going to start probably dyeing up some yarn for the upcoming dysautonomia / cardiac. So reds and blues. Might keep your eyes open for, if it's not a horse, it might be a zebra. And I forget what the red one was I did. I think it was not, what was it? I had Not for the Faint of Heart up. So your pinks, your reds, your blues, and your kind of aqua turquoises, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I might be doing some of that to for dysautonomia. But if you don't see something and I haven't gotten what you want in the shop, let me know, and I'll try and see about doing something like that as well. But that's my shop.
Well, I was sitting here thinking while you were talking of, I think as you mentioned the Silver Bells, mm-hmm. and I was thinking of the extra Silver Bells you dyed up for me for Davina's mitts, and I was like, I have so much of it left. What am I going to do with it? And I'm like, I need to see if what other color I have in my stash is the same weight. I can do for the dark color the silver. So the bunnies will end up silver. And I'm thinking either a blue, even any other color would work too. But the bunnies would be sparkly.
It would be funny.
Oh no, they aren't sparkly. That colorway's not sparkly.
You could do black in the background.
I could. Don't know that I have.
It might be too stark.
I think it might be too. I was thinking like a red or a blue.
With the silver, yeah.
Or
green, even.
Or green, depending on how much I have of what. So, I'll decide. I'll have to look through my stash later so I can have it to work on for tortoise versus hare. It would give me another color option for this because, of course, I would have to keep it.
Yes. You can't give it to Laura. Okay, did you want to show your other thing?
Oh, I forgot. So, I finished another bookmark pattern for y'all, and it will be going up for testing probably on Monday, starting Monday. This is the Groovy bookmark. This bookmark will probably be Davina's because she really loves the 60s piece symbol.
And anything 60s.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even know what fingering weight yarn I use for this. I think I actually said in the pattern scrap fingering weight because this is just stuff, stash fingering weight. I just had some random balled up fingering weight yarn that I use for this. The background is kind of a variegated. If you look really closely, you can see pops of green. So I actually do encourage having some sort of variegated yarn in the background. Just make sure that whatever color you choose for the piece symbols don't match anything that's in your background.
It has to be very bold, very strong.
It has to be very bold. So if you have a darker background, make sure you have white piece symbols. Or if you're going to do something like this, make sure it's a pastel where there's no black in it at all. It's just it's dark. I went with this instead of the darker choice I'd gone with originally because I kind of felt like this felt more peace love-y to have it pastel in the background.
It's very nice.
Besides, I kind of wanted to work with that little skein. So, like I said, this will be up for testing probably on Monday, so I can respond to people in a timely manner.
Right, because you don't do stuff like that on Sunday, so
yeah. And I mean, I've been almost finished with this for weeks. I just had to sit down and finish it. It's not that hard of a knit.
Now I do have a little bit more shop news that I actually forgot about. Rena, thank you for the nudge. My shawl pattern is up on Lovecraft now. I haven't put it up on Etsy yet. I'll try to do that today or tomorrow. But it is up. It's been approved. I've got my little designer thingy up there. So it's up on Lovecraft. So
and it does seem to take less time to get accepted on Lovecraft's your designs as like I get it now in a matter of hours.
Right. And the lady got back to me. I had to, because it's my first time and I was not sure what to be doing. She got very, very, very good customer service in terms of, they didn't say, oh, you can't do it. No. I have had conversations with them. Okay, you did this. Now can you do this? I see that you fixed it here. Can you fix it here? And once I did that, it took me very little time to get accepted. They did ask me to be patient, not because I wasn't patient, but to give me a heads up because they have a high volume of people, because I guess they're home, submitting stuff. But it is up, so that makes me happy.
It probably doesn't help that like every week I'm putting up at least one new design.
Yeah. So thank you, Rena, for getting me up there, for getting me a nudge. I meant to email you to let you know, and time got away from me. It's only been up there for about a day, so I know you were wanting to link to me and everything, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That will help, I'm sure. I think we kind of hit everything for the shop.
I think we did. Reading, watching.
I've been reading Scoundrels by Timothy Zahn. I'm doing a book club, and I did tell a couple people I thought might be interested of it on Mary, Mother of Apostles with the Daughters of St. Paul, which is really interesting. And I'm reading something else. I forget what it is. I don't remember. I didn't write it down. So I am doing some reading, and Are you reading? Do you want to go to reading, or you want me to go finish writing as well?
I'm not doing a whole ton of reading right at this moment. I think that I think I paused in where I was listening on Lord of the Rings, because I'm about to head into where they're going to be separating.
Right.
And I think I was starting to flare, and I didn't want to deal with when I'm flaring, I don't always want to deal with conflict in books or shows or anything that's going to get me emotionally involved. So then I go to my documentaries, or I find something else to do, or just sit in quiet or whatever, or turn to Bakery Bears because there's not going to be any conflict in that. So
As long as they're not doing knit or forfeit.
but yeah,
It's exciting.
So I'm kind of stalled in that. I don't think I've listened to that at all this week. And I mean, just a little bit of things here and there. I think I read a little bit of Jane Austen with some tea and bagels the other day. But that's about it for reading. I've actually been more writing, kind of like...
Yeah, we both did some writing this.
Yeah.
We got some stuff up in our Percolator group, and
It's a prompting writing group.
on Facebook.
Yeah, they post a daily prompt, and people can comment on each other. It's not like heavy critiques. It's just...
No, it's encouragement.
It's encouragement
Yeah.
to continue writing.
It's a nice group, and it's been around forever. I've been around almost from the beginning.
Yeah, they used to
It's
be
just-
purely email based, and they moved to Facebook. And for me, that's an easier format, less overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So both of us have been writing there, and
Yeah, I'm not writing my normal kind of writing, which is weird.
yeah. Neither am I, actually.
But you sound more like you than I sound like me
yes,
in my writing.
at this point, yes.
So it's interesting, and I want to go farther with it. But this week I didn't have the brain power to write. I think the last time I wrote was the end of last week. Maybe it was the beginning of this
I think it was beginning of this week that we both posted at the same time.
Okay, I can't remember. The days kind of blend.
Because we didn't mention it last time. I had the other part. I had the first part of it last week and the second part this week. So we both had two parts of their stories in that group. I also am reading or listening to Lord of the Rings. I'm getting ready for the Fellowship. The elves have just joined them. But I'm finding myself to be a little overwhelmed because everybody is being great about connecting online. I'm getting so much stuff that I've kind of shut down in terms of watching and listening to a lot of stuff. I've had to kind of pick and choose because I get to the point where whether it's getting too many emails or getting too many podcast notifications or getting too much of anything, and I just kind of like pull back and everything has to go.
Well, you hear when people get paralyzed with too many choices.
Yeah, I don't get paralyzed, but I get uncomfortable. And Taya will tell you that all of a sudden I'll start saying, okay, this is going, I'm going to keep this, and this is all going, because it's too much. It's too chaotic, and it's just, I don't like it. So I'm trying to, right now I listen to Lord of the Rings, I listen to Bakery Bears, but the other ones are like when I'm cleaning or whatever like that, so I can have some noise in the background and listen to, and be able to look up and see. Sometimes I listen in the shower and I can't look at that, but I can listen to them because I have enough volume I can hear.
Now, surprisingly for me, because I've actually not been watching any TV because... Now, I can't do it at all in the front room because there's too much brightness, we have surround sound, and it's too much. But if I go to my room, sometimes I can watch a little something because I can turn down the lights, I control the volume. I control even the brightness of the screen. So sometimes I can handle even the emotional stimulus if I control the other stimuli.
Right. And she does try to sit with us sometimes, like if it's a birthday or something like that, she'll eat with us. She will eat, if we have pizza and we're eating in the front room, that's about the only time we eat in the front room if we have pizza or something like that. Then she'll sit while she's eating, and then she'll leave. But it's been... And it is going to lead into if you guys don't want to hear about this, we're kind of in home and stuff that's happening. So if it makes you uncomfortable to hear about health stuff, or you're not really particularly interested in this kind of stuff, we understand. You don't stay. Just go ahead, and we'll see you next week. We hope, and we'll wish you the very, very best. A happy Memorial Day, I think it is.
Yeah, I think
this
that's what's
weekend
coming up.
For those who celebrate. I believe it's the U.S. only, but it might be Canada as well. I don't know. Happy holiday weekend, and we will see you back for the Fun in the Woman Cave later. And now we're just continuing our home stuff.
Yeah.
Taya did try. She tries to push herself a little bit, and we tried to go for a little walk just to the corner. It's not even.
It was like half a block, maybe.
Yeah, it's about half a block, not a city block, just half a regular block, and it really affected her. It's not that she can't walk, but she flared.
Yeah, with the mast cell, it can affect you in many different systems, and one of the ways is that your emotions can actually get out of control, and it threw my emotions out of control, and I just felt awful, and I actually was really fatigued when I got back. That was not fun.
She took her rollator. I was proud of her for going. I went with her, of course, and it was good that she tried, and she may try again in the next couple of weeks, but I think we're probably going to wait till she talks to her doctor and see what they say about it.
Because it was a rather horrific experience.
It was. I was concerned that she wanted to go around the circle that goes behind the house, and my thought was, if I have to go back and get my husband or get the car, I'm not leaving her where I can't see her, because we have, in front of our house, we have a street, okay? Like everybody, have a street. But on our street, okay, goes to the main street over here, goes to another side street over here. But behind us is a cul-de-sac circle. Well, not a cul-de-sac. It's kind of like it's a circle, a half circle. So she wanted to go around the half circle. I didn't want to get stuck maybe with her in that, where it's furthest away from the house.
And it's also more hilly.
And it's more hilly. So I said, okay, I can see the street in front of us. There's a longer corner this way and a shorter corner this way. We'll go to the shorter corner. And what I told her was, okay, let's try first for the street that's the circle coming out, which is very short. It's just one house. And then the other side of the street, and then to the stop sign. We made it to the stop sign, but she had to stop and rest for 3 or 4 minutes before we came back. And she did flare. So we're hoping that she's going to the doctor's in June, because they pushed back the appointment.
I actually haven't left the house for 3 months.
She hasn't. So we we're going to go to the doctor June 8th, I think it is. Or actually, my husband's going to take her to the doctor because he won't take us with him. He doesn't want us to go out there. So thankfully, we have some filtered masks for him now. I mean, for all of us, but...
And I've had my masks.
Yeah. So he can take her, get her to where she needs to go, sit in the car, and wait for her. And then, she'll come out. And hopefully they'll have some suggestions or some medicine until she...
Because of the way they're setting it up, they're only going to be doing the testing and the pre-stuff there, and then the doctor will talk to me via Zoom.
Zoom or something, yeah. And then hopefully we'll get some kind of something so she can have a little more improved quality of life and not just be stuck in a dark room all the time.
So when you don't get a lot of responses from me, I'm probably having a day.
Yeah. It's better to try and get in touch with me, and then when you do and you don't hear from me, to give me a nudge or something.
I mean, most of my testers already know I have
issues.
Good and bad days, and I'll usually try to get back to you pretty quickly. And
sometimes if I see it and notice that Talia hasn't said anything, I'll say, hey, so-and-so has contacted you on this thread or whatever. So if you haven't heard from her in a while, and you're worried about pestering her, you can contact me and I'll touch base with her and see, because we live in the same house.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem for me to say, hey, you might want to try doing this, or what do you want me to say to this person? Don't give me all your conversations, okay? Just if you don't hear from her for a while after you've touched base with her, okay? Because, like I said, I get overwhelmed with too many things. And this is all going out, and you might get lost in the shuffle. So,
but I usually do get back with you. I usually get back with you anywhere from 1 to 2 days. At the longest, maybe a week. But I try not to let it go that long if you contact me directly about a design or something.
Right.
But anyway, on a brighter note, what I was trying to discuss before we went into...
Oh, I forgot.
Go
ahead, keep going.
When I was talking about my symptoms, what I was actually talking about is I have been able to tolerate in a controlled environment that I can control. I've been watching and I've kind of gotten addicted to Avatar: The Last Airbender series. I'm finished with season 1 because they're short. Now I've had to split couple of the episodes because it was headed into a part where a character got really emotional, or there might be something that was a little bit embarrassing to begin with, and then I had to rest and then wait until I could handle it. But otherwise, I've been really enjoying the character development and the world building. It's really well developed for a show that was meant for kids / teenagers, whatever. It's very well written.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the podcast. I forgot to show this. This is my Enchanted Rose. It's a mini. Sorry, it's not in the shop. This is for Talia. So it's her stash enhancement.
Thank you.
She can do a design with that. I really like the way that turned out in the mini. It was hard to figure out the ratio for this because it's 1/10 of the, of 100 gram skein. So it was really hard. I had to eyeball it. But I love this color.
It's really pretty.
It's pretty. It's kind of a shade off of what I'm wearing. So, and I was rescanning yarn. Let's be a happier note to end on anyway. I was rescanning yarn for the shop, and I did this one, and I had adjusted it. Mm-hmm. And so when I did the silver bells, it was really chunky, and I couldn't really. So I had to undo it and rescan it again.
I think I'm waiting for Mom to dye up enough of these solidy colors, semi-solid, whatever, mini skeins for me, and then I can design something color work. Because as long as they go together, and the last two that I have.
You don't want them that small, though, do you?
It depends on how many colors are in it.
Yeah.
If there's more colors, depending on what it is, I can use something.
Because if you were going to do something like that, I can get the 20 gram.
But it might be enough. I don't know. It depends on what I'm working.
If you're working a hat, you're probably going to need a 20 gram.
It depends on how many colors are in there.
Yeah. But just going around, it's only 40 yards.
But if there's only a stitch here, a stitch there,
yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah.
And if it's not every row.
And I think my supplier has both DK and fingering sock in the minis.
But I have to think on it, let it percolate in there a little bit.
But yeah, so okay. Let's see. I am working on the shared story myself. I have it now, so that's good. Kind of out of order, but okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We want to thank everybody who commented on YouTube or on the PHN group. We have Joan, Pat. I think it's called Ouija Woman. And I think she's from Scotland, which is awesome. Davina was excited that she wished her a happy birthday from Scotland.
And I think Davina did enjoy her birthday.
She did. Leanne W., Brittany, Renna, Marie, and Looney Hiker. And if I missed anybody, I apologize, but these are the people I saw before we podcasted this morning.
And thanks everybody for your birthday wishes to Davina.
Yes, she was so excited. JD had sent her a little video on the phone, and she just loved it. Oh, I had a wonderful card from Brittany.
Yes, thank you,
A
Brittany.
wonderful, lovely, sweet card, and I left. That's what my stash enhancement was. I said, "What do I have over there?" I forgot. It was Brittany's card. I can't read it to you. It's too personal, and it's beautiful, and it was just what I needed to hear. Thank you very much, Brittany. It was very sweet of you. So, having said all that, I think our next podcast is May 30th. Yes, that's a Saturday, May 30th. So we will look forward to seeing you then. We want you to wish you a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. We wish you a very happy Memorial Day weekend. I think that's the holiday we're doing. If you celebrate, and we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 403, and that's a wrap.
Bye.